frankly. Let's continue to the bottom half of the cruise division. Another gut punch here because I'm pretty sure I know the result already.
Yep.
We have the Wesley and Inigo sword fight from the Princess Bride taking on the Amon Hen fight, which is the forest battle in Lord of the Rings: The Fellowship of the Ring. How did you score this?
7-3 in favor of Lord of the Rings.
I also have 7-3 in favor of Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
It's you can tell from our reaction we're both like,
Mm.
damn it. In watching The Princess Bride, I'm going to give my 30 seconds of positive to Amon Hen right after this comment. In watching The Princess Bride and then actually studying that fight, it is remarkable how good that fight actually is because the
I
storytelling
agree.
elements of it. But fortunately, it's going up against a juggernaut that
Yes.
is going to be very hard to fall from. So you had 7-3 as well, so that's 14-6 win for the Fellowship of the Ring. I think there were 4 candidates that we brought up for scenes from that could have been the candidate from Fellowship of the Ring because they were
Hmm.
all that good.
Yes.
But we went with the Amon Hen fight because each character again gets their moment. You have all this wonderful, not in your face fantasy storytelling and world building, a perfect setting, and a character redemption that also raises the stakes of what's to come from the paranoia of the ring, and you
Hmm.
understand it so much more after this fight. The Amon Hen sequence is fucking incredible. It's
Yeah.
so good and so visually interesting and
Yeah. Yeah.
glorious.
Just because I don't want to over talk any of the
Yeah.
like winners. Um, I just think all the Lord of the Rings scenes are going to be hard to defeat because Peter Jackson is so good at giving every single character a moment in every fight.
Yes.
Like he always gives a moment for every character to shine.
Absolutely. That's the perfect way to say it.
Like in every single battle sequence he does it. It's amazing.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. It's fucking good. Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Trust me, it's my favorite story of all time. I understand Lord of the Rings,
Yeah.
man. It's
Also, I just finished the books. Hot take. I think the movies are better than the books.
I also think the exact same thing. I think the editing process in the movies helps a lot. The
Yeah.
the final third of Return of the King feels less than because you've already achieved the ultimate goal. So once you've achieved the ultimate goal,
Yeah.
everything else after that doesn't feel the same.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
know I've said this before on the show. That's a community I'm very proud to be a part of. Is the Lord of the Rings fan community. I know I would be tarred and feathered for that opinion, the wrong crowd of those fans. So I don't say that lightly, but I think the editing in the movies helps
Yes.
a
I
lot.
agree. Yeah.
Uh, let's go to Princess Bride though. With the Princess Bride, make sure I get my perfect notes here. Tone blending is legitimately perfect. There are
Yes.
stakes, you feel the danger, but it's still comedic. Excellent use of the terrain that they have. That set was built perfectly and used
Hmm.
perfectly.
Yeah. And it's clearly not an expensive set, which I love.
And then on top of that, excellent character and dialogue. You you understand those characters so
Yeah.
well in moments where you get Inigo's arrogance so many times over.
It's arrogance, but it's also very charismatic.
Yes, it's charisma, and I love obviously the best moment of the fight is after Inigo's revealed that he's not left-handed. Wesley going,
Hmm.
I'm not left-handed either.
Yes.
And within one move, parries, Inigo's blade goes flying. The character work in the he does his hanging thing to get to his sword, and it just looks like a schlub. And
Hmm.
then Wesley does the full spin around it into the flying backflip for the land, and you're like, come on.
Yeah.
Come on, man. It's incredible character work. Rob Reiner did such a good job directing this movie. And again, the use of the terrain, going up and down, using the rocks to your advantage. How many movie scenes do you see set in these really cool locations and they don't use them? For instance, we'll bring up the Raid 2 again. Virtually outside of the wine cooler, the wine fridge in the Raid 2, none of the rest of the kitchen, no part of the kitchen is used outside of that. It's just a one-on-one fight. It doesn't use its terrain at all. I keep going back to the Raid 2. I don't mean to shit on it because it's a damn good scene, but it doesn't use its environment at all. This uses every piece of the environment very well.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's also like probably it's another scene. Well, it's probably one of the few scenes actually where it's not hero versus villain.
Yeah.
It's hero versus someone who you think might be a villain,
He's a tweener. He's a tweener.
But really, he also just becomes another hero, which is awesome.
But the thing is, it's perfectly balanced. If the tone is not right in this, that does not work. But the tone is balanced. You went, I like this guy.
Yes.
But I'm rooting for Wesley.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at the time, you're not supposed to know it's Wesley. Everyone knows everyone knows it's Wesley.
Yes.
Even as a kid, when our grandmother bought this on VHS for us to watch at her house, which is why Dylan and I became obsessed with it, because we would just watch it on loop. We didn't have a ton of choices in that VHS catalog.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it was Princess Bride or the second episode of the Green with Evil arc from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. That's what I watched in that VHS collection. So we pretty much just watched this on loop anytime we were at our grandma's house. And even as like an 8-9-year-old kid, I'm like, same guy.
Yeah,
I'm gonna pull a wall. I'm like, I know that's fucking Wesley. I know it's him. So the reveal isn't. But they know they don't pull the wool over the eyes of their audience. They let them in. They're in on the joke.
Mm-hmm.
But the tone's balanced so well in that scene. Again, the Princess Bride. What a shitty draw to get the first round.
Yes.
Because I do think it could have made a run, maybe even to the Sweet 16, if it got the right draw because of how well the dialogue is toned, how well the choreography is done. I think it's incredible.
I agree completely.
So 14-6 win for the Fellowship of the Ring over the Princess Bride. And a gut punch was felt by all.